Greetings everyone, and welcome to part 15 of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, and I've just swapped out Donald for Tarzan. Well, I don't hate Donald, it's just that at this point in the game, well, he's not that useful outside of magical attacks, as it were. I mean, I'm keeping Goofy because he's still pretty powerful at this point in the game, and Tarzan, oh, I'll describe Tarzan and what he can do in a bit. So yeah. Plus, there's that whole Sora Donald rift that we're having right now, and even though I can still use Donald, I want to keep it within the context of the story as for right now, you see. And anyway, folks, here we are. We have another encounter with good old Sabor, the leopard. Yes, this thing is a leopard. And I would like to thank Kessel92 Train for pointing this out. Again, I have not seen Tarzan in any incarnation. I mean, I'm familiar with the clips, the familiar yell and all that stuff. So again, my Tarzan knowledge is limited, but that doesn't mean I could just go to like a wiki and look up this information, which I'm pretty much going to do right now because, yeah. And right now, Sabor is pretty much the only enemy that's attacking Sora and company because, yeah, there are no Heartless here. There's pretty much nothing to do right now. It's just blah, 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 boring, boring, boring. Nothing exciting's happening. We just got Tarzan. We just got a bunch of gorillas. We have Jane. We have Clayton, who's a... And, yeah. Oh, and there's Sabor, but who cares? So, yeah. Okay, so let's see here. As I keep exploring this place right here, let's see. Oh, you know those slides I've been collecting? Well, actually, if we go into this tent and talk to Jane, well, we can do a little slideshow presentation. But I didn't get all the slides at this point, which means that we will not be advancing plot. Yeah, that's right, folks. By getting all the slides, we can advance plot. But I'm not going to do so just yet. I want to explore this place just a little bit more, okay? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Alright, so yeah, just blah, 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 blah. Slideshow, 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 blah, 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 blah. Come on. Alright, we get some guy presenting something to a woman. We get an old lady. A gorilla, and fencing. Okay. Now, when I get the other slides, well, we'll see those pictures and move on with plot. But again, we're going to explore for a little bit because, well, I can. Alright, let me go ahead and talk about Tarzan a little bit as I do some exploration, you see. Let's see. Tarzan is a heavily physical character. His spear has long reach and high strength. He uses his spear in tandem with a variety of special techniques, attacking enemies rapidly in battles, although he runs out of MP for these special attacks quickly. He only has one equipment slot and 3 item slots. And some of Tarzan's abilities include Raging Boar, and it thrashes around and attacks surrounding enemies. We get Asp Bite, Asp as in like snake, and it slams down his spear at a target. Now we have a healing herb which restores HP. We have wind armor that summons a whirl of air for protection, and he also has a second wind, second chance, berserk, and critical plus, moves that are main characters that we'll get later on. Now, Healing Herb and Wind Armor are very similar to moves that we will get later on. Healing Herb is actually kind of like Cure, and Wind Armor is kind of like Arrow, because, yeah. So, yeah, I'm demonstrating how lame the platforming system is at this point. I mean, I'm sure it's possible to get to some of these chests early on with the good jumps, but I would recommend waiting until you get some jumping upgrade before you can come here so you can get these chests, and yeah. Like, this is also one of my main problems with this world. There's a lot of platform heavy mechanics, especially. It's like the game's baiting you, try and get this chest, try and get this chest, try and get this chest, and it won't let you get this chest. It's kind of I mean, I can get this one right now, and I'm assuming, and I'm going to assume with good jumping you get the one over at the end, but, Anyway, yes, folks, I've jump cut it back to, well, the tent area just so I can get the remaining slides so that we can actually move on with plot because, well, I want to move on with plot and get this world out of the way. Now, I'm going to let you know right now that my dislike of this world mostly comes from, well, the old PS2 version of this game, the vanilla version of this game, the version that I'm not going to go back to after playing this game. I'm telling you that right now. And this is interesting. Seeing a castle here, well, triggers something in Sora. And what kind of castle is it? Well, let's just say it's a little bit of a foreshadowing to a future event. Alright, then we get a ship, and then afterwards we will proceed onward with plot.
Well, Tarzan?
Where are my friends, Riku and Kairi? Hey, I thought...
That leaves just one place. Young man, we've been in this jungle for some time now. But we have yet to encounter these friends of yours. I'd wager they're with the gorillas, but Tarzan refuses to take us to them.
Really, Mr. Clayton? Tarzan wouldn't hide...
Then take us there. Take us to the gorillas. Gorillas.
Tarzan, are you sure?
Tarzan, go see Kerchak.
Kerchak?
He must be the leader. Perfect. I'll go along as an escort. After all, the jungle is a dangerous place.
Alright, Tarzan, I'm going to teach you a new word, okay? Repeat after me. Douche bag. That's another name we like to call Clayton. Because, well, he is one, you see. And Clayton, I don't need an escort. Because, well, I'm a kid with a giant magical key who has taken down numerous monsters at this point and saved, well, I've saved the world at some point, but I'm going to save more as I go through this game, so yeah, I can take care of myself. But we all really know what Clayton's really after, so yeah. And oh boy, folks, another reason I don't like this world, the vine gimmick. We have to swing from vine to vine in order to reach our next destination because, well, at this point, it's the only way we can reach, well, the treehouse again. And But to save you all the pain of going through this vine mechanic over and over again, I'm going to jump cut to, well, my destination at certain points because, yeah, I want to get this world out of the way as soon as possible. Because, well, again, it's due to me not being familiar with the world, and it's, well, there are better worlds that I'm more familiar with, and that are based on movies that I have seen. So, yeah, but yeah. Anyway, thankfully, when we get to a certain point at this part, well, we'll be treated to another cutscene. So we won't go through another segment of vine swinging. It's just. It's so tedious and so boring and so bleh. I mean, one wrong move and you can fall downward back down to the Hippo Lagoon and, well, miss your mark. So, yeah. Just gonna swing right here, and once we get to Vines 2, we'll move on with plot, and, yeah. So, let's just get this out of the way, okay? Ugh.
Kerchak, please listen to me. I know the nesting grounds are secret, but I trust them. You see, I want to help them because, well, they need us.
Oh, did you get that?
No!
Kerchak! Kerchak.
Okay, for those of you not in the know, Kerchak here, besides being the alpha gorilla, is also Tarzan's adopted gorilla daddy. You see, it was his mate, Kala, that found Tarzan as a baby and decided to raise Tarzan among the gorillas. And Kerchak was essentially against the idea, but accepted him sort of into the family, but at the same time, Kerchak never really saw Tarzan as worthy enough to be among the gorillas, but still, at the very least, he must have saw something in Tarzan in order to keep him around for who knows how long, so yeah. And again, folks, these flowers mean absolutely diddly squat, so ignore them, at least to me at least. They serve no purpose whatsoever, and if they do serve a purpose, well, I haven't found them. It's just a waste of time, really. So anyway, let's head on to the treehouse to actually advance in some plot again, because, well, we can. And there's that blue Trinity mark right there, and I will get around to it, well, in a bit. So, yeah.
Wait, Kerchak, please!
You don't understand. I was only trying to. A snake slithered by. You see, I saved that poor gorilla's life.
Okay, Tarzan, I'm going to teach you another phrase, okay? Repeat after me. B.S. That's what Clayton's full of right now. Save the gorilla from a snake, and it's pretty obvious what he's doing, folks. He wants to hunt gorillas because, well, he gets off on that sort of thing. That's what most sport game hunters do. They get off on shooting creatures that are lower than them, or like wild beasts and stuff, because it gets them off. I mean, I don't understand it personally. Of course, I've never been a hunter or anything, and yeah. I mean, it's one thing to hunt for, like, food if you're starving or something, you know, survival and all that, but for sport, I never got that. Yeah. Anyway, folks, I've just swapped out Tarzan for Donald because, again, that blue Trinity mark, and we have to have the original trio in order to do so. No guest star party members allowed, unfortunately. Now, there's obviously one here, but it's colored green, and it's kind of hard to see amongst all this green, but at this point, I can't do green Trinity marks yet, so we'll come back here at a later date. Yeah, and the sad thing is we cannot skip this world because, well, this world is required to proceed onward with the plot, and I just find it dull, really. I mean, it could be my bias of, well, this world, like, my bias of this world could stem from the fact that I have not seen Tarzan, and I've never had the inclination to watch Tarzan, well, the Disney version of it. I mean, I would go back to other movies like Little Mermaid and Aladdin if I feel like it, but Tarzan, I've never seen it, I've never had the urge to see it, and I don't know why. But it's, yeah. Anyway, folks, that gorilla that Clayton was trying to kill, with, you know, the one with the wild hair, the same one that Donald encountered earlier, according to this, her name, yep, is a female. Her name is Turk, and according to this, she was voiced by Rosie O'Donnell in the movie. Huh. Fascinating. So yeah, she's essentially one of Tarzan's best friends growing up, so yeah. Of course, I got nothing else to say except there's a chest right over there that I want to get because If memory serves me correct, there are some puppies in there that I want to save to send back to, well, Pongo and Purdy. And I was right. Puppies. So how are they getting back home, really? I mean, how are they traveling through the dimensions and all that stuff without a gummy ship? I'm going to chalk it up to magic or something. So, yeah. Now, one of the things I do like about this version of Kingdom Hearts is that there are reaction commands. You know, reaction commands are, well, they were introduced in the Kingdom Hearts 2, and it made gameplay a whole lot easier. And, yeah. And it's definitely making this gameplay a lot easier because, well, all you have to do is press triangle at a certain point to do a certain action. While in the past, in the original version of Kingdom Hearts, you know, in that command menu that's currently blue, you have to go down to the 4th slot in order to do a action command like save or jump on and all that stuff. And it can get a little tedious when you constantly have to move downward on the D-pad and confirm with the X button. And it's kind of... ugh. So yeah, reaction commands for the win. But at the same time, it can be a little tedious if you're trying to call Donald or Goofy over to you, like get them to notice you, because triangle is also used to get your party members' attention. You see, if you need to get healed or focus on a certain enemy, that sort of thing. So yeah. Anyway, let's proceed on with plot after we take care of Sabor again. Jeez Louise, will this leopard ever quit? But, same old, just whack her with your key and, it'll knock her out and she'll retreat like a little wuss that she is, and yeah. Come on. You're no threat. You're no threat. There we go. Now get out of here. I'm sick and tired of you just hopping in and, gah. Anyway, let's go have a little chat with Clayton about trying to shoot that gorilla because, well, he's a douche and he deserves to be scolded.
How could you do such a thing?
Now, Miss Porter, as I told you, I was not aiming at the gorilla.
You are not to go near the gorillas again.
Oh, because of one mishap. Come now. Huh? What am I doing with these imbeciles? Blasted gorillas! I'll hunt down every last one of them! I'll track them down somehow. I'll stake my life on it. Hmm?
Wow, random gunfire. Well, what the heck just happened? Well, I'll tell you what just happened. Because of Clayton's obsession with hunting gorillas, things are about to get dark pretty fast. And yeah, scene part 16.